Hey everyone. So VL is live again, and would love to hear your story also in the comment section if you can tell me, and would like to know what you want to know so that I can just respond. Just let me know if you have any. Yeah, Virgo Rising, every time they're asking me again and again, what is coming our way, the Virgo Rising people actually. So let me just put up the chart and not sharing with you, but it's on my other computer, the Virgo Rising chart. I'm not going to be discussing anybody's horoscope, so please do not waste your time in typing your birth details. I'm not going to be taking that up at all. So we'll be discussing astrology. And hello, everyone. Hello, 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 hello. Thank you so much for your prayers, by the way. But I must tell you, my mom-in-law was in the ICU and now she's also a bit better. So can you see how what all I'm going through? So I'm traveling right now, as you can see. And so for Virgo Rising, you must understand that first and the foremost thing, everybody's chart is different for number one, that the dasha. So what age group you are in, the dasha, because the dasha will be, like of different graha. Maybe, you have Ketu dasha, but Ketu, is it in the first sign, fifth sign, or the ninth sign? So it'll be different, right, for everybody. So we have to see the dasha of a particular graha, first of all, if you want to understand what is in store for you all. So if at all you straight away jump to the astrological aspect, as in the transit, then it's not going to help you. So you must check the dasha. So for Virgo Rising, I'm coming to the Virgo Rising first. Irrespective of the dasha right now, Rahu and Ketu are in the first and the seventh axis, seventh and first axis, in fact. So once they change signs, things are going to get better for them. Changes, detachment, uneasiness, that is all what you have been going through. And all the malefic influences in the Kendra has brought all that. But Venus is in Ingress has given you some relief. Now, with the Saturn also transiting your seventh house, things are going to be getting towards some changes, major changes in life, because whenever seventh house or the Kendras, whenever Saturn or Rahu Ketu transit, there are some major transitions happening in their lives. So for you guys who are having Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, Pisces, these natives will be experiencing some major changes regards to their houses, like, first house, fourth house, seventh house, and 10th house affairs. So there will be either house change, job change, marriage, situation like partnership, or maybe some isolation also. You can become very cold in your relationship. Detaching energies play out a lot. Yeah, my mom-in-law is better now. Thank you so much, because she had a lot of blood loss and all that was happening. Now she's better. Thanks for your prayers. My dad is also a little better, thankfully. So, but they're not, both of them are in that age group that, they're still in danger, under the danger zone. So please do keep praying for them. All right. And all the best to the Virgo risings. Now, coming to the next one. See, like that, we can, start off with all the signs one by one. So let me just start with the Aries only. Let me start sharing with you the screen, like if you really want to understand. 1 second, let me just... Okay. So let me just start sharing the screen, and I'll share my insights, general insights for all the signs. Okay, be happy. So thank you so much for praying for my family. Okay, so let me start sharing with you the screen. Please do let me know if the screen is sharing. Screen is sharing. I'll tell you, all of you. Okay, for Aries also, from Aries all the way to all the transit positions. Okay, so it's like a annual prediction, which we are heading to, especially. Now, if we talk about the Aries natives, okay. Now, for Aries natives, the major transition which is happening is Mars. Mars is going to be in your third and the fourth houses, and this is going to be a very important transit for you. Okay, good for communication, good for reconciling with your in your relationships. Okay, Venus and Rahu are in your 12th house, so the immediate transits, it's better that we stick to that, and then we'll gradually, maybe in the upcoming live sessions, I will do something about the other transit positions also. See, Jupiter in the second house is good for your finances. Okay. But you must understand that Saturn is till the 29th of March in your 11th house. It's combust, and it's going to be staying combust in your 12th house also. 12th house transit might just bring about, because all the planets are going to be there in your 12th house. You have to keep a constant check on your expenditures. Okay. And you have to take care of your health. Ketu in the 6th house, Mars aspect, you have to be cautious about the surgical processes. It can lead to some surgical processes. Okay. I must write here, it's about Aries, otherwise it'll be a problem. So these are all general discussions, irrespective of your dasha. So see, dasha, we have to check if it is a dasha of the same graha which is causing you trouble. Suppose you're in Saturn dasha, so it has to give you 10th and 11th houses results any which ways. So you need to be cautious about your finances. You have to be very hardworking right now and be meticulous in your job. Okay, and we do have Kal Sarpa also, which is starting from April onwards, when Rahu Ketu axis, all the grahas will be. Okay, Kal Sarpa is something which I don't discuss because my Guruji says no Kal Sarpa, but it is about Rahu Ketu axis when all the grahas are. So that's the time period you have to be careful about your health even more, because it is going to be in your first of all 6th and 12th axis, and then it will be in your 5 and 11 axis. So in your relationship, in your romance, it will bring about some issues. If you are in the Ketu dasha, then this might just bring about a breakup. Okay, so you have to be careful if we talk about the love and relationships. Okay, and also this is going to be really the time when you have to be prepared for something very important and major coming in. Maybe your connectivity with overseas, or somebody from the overseas will play a very significant role, very important role in your life. Overseas doesn't mean that out of the country or somebody, somewhere out of your place of birth, you might just connect with, could be a guru, could be a teacher, could be your mentor, could be your superiors, co-workers, or could be a partner also. So that's something which is going to play out the theme of this Rahu Ketu in this significantly in this zone. Also, we do have Mars, which we have to see. If Mars is going to be in your 3rd house, it is good. In the 4th house, it's not. So you might just be having troubles when it is in the 4th house, purchasing property, etc. You can have some enemies also to go through, or maybe there can be some separation from your motherland also. Okay, that is something, because your Lagnesh and the 8th lord is going to be here, and you can have some fevers. Okay, with this kind of a transition, we experience some kind of pandemics and earthquakes and all those things also in general over view globally. Okay, so just be prepared for all this and do not get into any kind of litigation. This might just bring about too much of losses regards to that also. Okay, see, Venus exalts in your 12th house. It brings about some connectivity with the female counterparts. Okay, and it brings about bed pleasures also. See, Venus is not the graha of spirituality, but he is happy in the sign ruled by Jupiter, but it is forming an exchange all through. So there will be some kind of expenditures which can rise or shoot up when this is in the 12th house. So loss of self, loss of your means overindulgence can be there also. Okay, and you might just be too worried, or you might just have some kind of irritability, or you have to put a lot of effort, but you don't get through any kind of positive energy there. Kindly do not pay for your questions. I will not be able to take up any birth details right now. I'm not going to be discussing any of these personal charts. For Taurus natives, let's discuss this one now. In general, if you talk, the current situation also, when we talk about, you have, first of all, Venus. We have to check the condition of Venus. Venus is going to be all through till May, and will be turning retrograde also in the Pisces sign. So this is the time period you can make the best use of your potential. Your communication with your friends is going to be better off. You're going to be meeting someone very important and significant during this time. Maybe you are going to be traveling overseas. This might bring about some relief from your whatever you're going through. So relief from your debts, loans, litigation, etc. It might just bring about that also. Okay. And how you interpret the energy. See, interpret the energy is what? Energy is nothing else but the situation that you're dealing with. These are all energies only, no? Your mobile phone is because it is having some it is just working because of the network, the rays, so these are all energies only playing out. So what kind of energy do you experience when you meet someone? Sometimes you get very positive energy from that person, or sometimes you feel very uneasy in somebody's company. They are all energies, aura. So you don't like somebody's aura. That is what is the energies. So when the planets are emitting some energies and we are gaining some kind of interaction with the planets because of our personal chart, they're all energies only, no? In the sky, whatever is going on, it is actually impacting us, and we are impacting the, actually, we are not impacting, the planets are not impacting us, we are impacting the planets. That is what, I feel so. So now with this Jupiter also in your first house, I will not consider a Jupiter transit in the first house as a good transit. In the first house, whenever Jupiter is transiting, it is loss of wealth. I have not seen a single person who comes to me and says, because we keep hearing that Jupiter in the first house will give very good results. It's not. How can a planet give good results, which is not a graha of impulse, which is not the graha of initiation? Jupiter is not that kind of a graha. And it is in the first house, which is ruled by Mars. Remember, we have to club that also, that energy also, no? If Jupiter is in the first house, it is going to be, making you very lazy. And first house inherently in the natural zodiac is ruled by Mars, which is like, the karaka for energy, power. It is enthusiasm, initiation. Jupiter that energy, he's not the warrior. So he will always be, giving the gyan. He will make you mentally imbalanced. He will just engrip you with all sorts of fear, that fear, insecurities, because Jupiter needs that appreciation. That's the guru. And in the first house, Jupiter never ever gives good results. You will have to go through suffering. So you can check yourself. Taurus people can just now only let me know if it's correct. How are you feeling when we talk about Jupiter in the first house? Unwanted expenditures, isn't it? Yeah, they have good friendship with each other. They are friends to each other because Jupiter is the guru, and none of the warrior will go for a war unless they take the advice of the guru. That is why in the planetary cabinet, it's said that Venus and Jupiter are the gurus, Sun is the king, Moon is the queen, and the warrior is Mars, okay? And Mercury is the prince. Venus is also the guru. Saturn is the praja, the masses. Okay. So when we have these, and moon is the queen, as I said. So unwanted expenditures, because you know what? Guru is guiding that do this. Stay calm. Okay, you can go on this day to fight, for the war, if you have to go for the war. But it is not giving you that kind of, that kind of wisdom. The warrior doesn't make decisions wisely. He just goes in impulse and he's just a warrior, right? So when you behave like a Jupiter in the first house, I'm not saying they are friends, but is it in that zone? You have to check that also. If Jupiter is in Aries sign, different. If Jupiter is in Gemini sign, different. Jupiter in Cancer sign will not give good results in the first house, believe you me, because it is going to be giving first the results of the sixth house, and then it will give the results of the first house. So in your case, especially Taurus natives, you're not experiencing good results because it's giving the result of the eighth house. So you will suffer punishment in your job, you will find humiliation in your job, harassment by the government or the bosses or the seniors, you will lose your valuable. Now, you can second to that if you are agreeing upon it. Otherwise, I think it's up to you whether you agree upon that or not. Because I have not seen anyone getting good results with Jupiter in the first house, transit-wise. Okay. Now, transit is considered to be good. Any which ways, it is a Yogakara Graha for you. But it is for the first 9-10 days, it is going to be Khambas. So you have to be a little careful about your, about your job and your friendship. And it might just take you into that isolation and secluded zone. Maybe you will be very cautious about your friends, whether you want to make friends with this person or not, that kind of a thing. So definitely you have your Venus, which is going to be all through in the zone in the 11th house. So half the year is gone like that, with Mars back and forth in Gemini and Cancer, and Jupiter in Gemini. So Gemini, Cancer, these signs are pretty much active this year, most of the time. And of course, Leo, because Ketu will be there. So back to back, can you see Gemini, Cancer, Leo? These are the signs which are going to be getting active. So when these signs are getting active, that means Mercury, Moon, and Sun signs are getting active. So you have to see what is the strength of Mercury, Moon, and Leo sign ruler Sun in your chart. If they are not afflicted by Rahu, Ketu, Saturn, Mars, then you're good to go. Okay, not to worry. So this is how you have to check. So I'm just giving you an overview how to check the chart, how to check the strength of a particular graha. When you say that Jupiter is transiting the first house, see Jupiter transiting through second house, Jupiter transiting through fifth house, Jupiter transiting through seventh house, ninth house, 11th house gives good results. Okay. So second house, Gemini sign transit would be much better for you. Okay, because it is going to give you multiple sources of finances. You will be able to get the luster, the beauty, the aesthetics, and you might just become very famous in your education. Peace of mind will be there. At least it will be much better for Taurus natives for that reason. And of course, we have Saturn also going to be transiting your 11th house, which is going to be favorable for you. Okay, so with this conjunction, all of the planets in your 11th house, this is not bad for you. Check what planet dasha you're in. That's all. If it is in planetary war, is it in the Rahu Ketu axis, closer to the Rahu Ketu axis, then it will not give good results. We cannot just write it off completely. Okay. So next one is Gemini. So Gemini native, see, you must understand that till the time Jupiter is in your 12th house, your expenditures have risen. Okay. You are having good time in the foreign lands, or you are getting connected to the foreigners even more. Okay. So, and your Lagnesh, whenever is retrograde, you have to see the connectivity with your natal Mercury also. Okay. You have to check. I'll take up the questions towards the end. Please give me some time. Let me focus on the horoscope first. Let me explain. Now, With Jupiter being the ruler of your 7th house, being the ruler of your 10th house, it is in your 12th. That means that there will be open enmity that you are experiencing at the place of work, or maybe wherever you are, whatever you're doing, you have been experiencing that. But if you are in a foreign land, if you are in an MNC, if you are working somewhere overseas, or somewhere else, so this might just bring about some job status also. And this is also going to be giving you some kind of loss through the speculation. If you are into shares, trading, etc., this might bring about some losses there also. And you might just spend a lot of time, or many ceremonies you're going to be attending, marriage ceremony, childbirth ceremony, all that auspicious ceremonies in your family might be taking place. You will not get these. This is only after looking at so many charts. Then this can also be that, unwanted or uncalled for expenditures and enemies, some hidden enemies. Also, Ketu is there in the trine. So you must have lost through the property, or you must have spent a lot of money in your property as compared to the other property that you have. In the foreign land, you must have purchased property. Could be. Okay. And you have overdone in your charities. You're not having any demarcation there. What happens sometimes, you should draw a line. Even if you're charitable, you don't get overboard. Then you are not doing a good karma. Remember, you're not doing a good karma when you're overdoing anything. Okay. So you have to draw a line. Like, of course, if you're earning $10 or 10 rupees and you spend 5 rupees on donation, but you are not able to satisfy your needs and your family wants with those 5 rupees or $5. For example, I'm saying. So it's of no point, and it is a waste of that charity that you've done. Until and unless you really feel that this person needs more than 5 or more, more than 2 or more than 3, until and unless that person, that you have to decide, you have to take a call. It's very different, for everyone. If you talk about Ambani's, for them, it might just be the case when they can just, donate any amount. So in your case, you have to think, what is the demarcation? Okay. So that will really, help you actually, cure your wounds. Remember, rather than just exponentially growing your wounds. Also, we have Saturn in your Bhagyasthana. So you are moving away from the religious activities when Saturn is combust. Away from your religious activities. Maybe you're doing something ritual or something, but you're not able to perform because Saturn is getting combust. After 2-3 days time, it will get combust. So you need to be putting extra effort there in your religious activities and ceremonies. It is said that people go to the cremation ground when Saturn is in the 9th house, or it is looking at the 9th house. So you need to take care of your loved ones or dear ones and be prepared if somebody is ailing in the family also. Okay. All that you have to be taking care. Okay. Also, we have, what else? Mercury. So when Mercury is combust, how to navigate through Mercury combustion? I'll tell you when is Mercury getting combust also. Wait. See, first of all, Venus is getting combust on the 2nd of March till 13th of April. Mercury is getting combust from the 15th of March till the 7th of April. Preparing you already. When Mercury is combust, either I have seen people travel. If they have a weak Mercury, a debilitated Mercury, or a combust Mercury, this Mercury retrogression gives them very good results. Also, because it's your Lagnesh after all. Secondly, if Mercury is exalted and not combust and is very powerful in your chart, in your 4th house or in your 5th house. So this will give you, retrogression might give you negative results. So for 3 weeks, maybe it is very, very good, or it is not, because it is getting retrograde in Pisces sign from 15th of March. So this might be that you have some reversals at the place of work. Maybe you will it's best, to lie low. It's best, do not go in for any signing of documents, agreements, or starting something new. Avoid. See, whenever Mercury is retrograde, anything that you start might just be repeated, or there can be a doubtful situation which can come up when it is a Mercury combustion. Okay. And we do have Rahu Ketu axis also changing from May onwards. So that is going to be giving you very good results as regards to foreign travels. Maybe, you are going to be meeting more people, religiously inclined, writing something. So that way it is a good transit for you in the 3rd and the 9th axis. It is considered to be good. All right. So this is what, for Gemini natives, Saturn's transit is also very good for you, actually, So all the best. Okay, let me tell you one more thing. Jupiter's ingress in your first house is, you have to be careful. One, for your egoistical nature, maybe it will be giving you weight gain. If you are getting lazier, then this will be very, very bad transit for you. So it's better that you're on the toes, you're working out, you're exercising, if you're gaining weight. Okay, it will slow down the processes. Okay, because Jupiter is a very slow graha, remember. And Saturn is also very slow, but it's very hardworking. Coming to the next one, that is Cancer. And please, one more thing, if I'm giving you some negative prediction, please take it with a pinch of salt, because I cannot. Astrology is not that kind of a science where, we hide the facts. If somebody is, I made the video on Saturn combust and people didn't even know that Saturn is getting combust. Everybody is shocked. And I got so many comments and I got so many emails, and I got so many, my clients also telling me that, ma'am, when you made the video on the combustion, people came to know about it. And back to back, they were sharing the videos. I'm not boasting, please. I'm not boasting, but I'm saying that people who are talking such sugar-coated talks, they don't even know what is happening in the sky. How can we trust those astrologers? Tell me. How can you trust all those astrologers who are doing your free readings? First of all, in 10 minutes, nobody can do the readings. If they are, it's rubbish. Please do not buy that. If anybody is doing your reading in 10 minutes, it cannot be, I have no words, it's really very serious, people are going really haywire. I'm really, really, it's a matter of concern. I'm not happy with this kind of a behavior also of the astrologers, who are so-called astrologers, I would say. So for Cancer natives, what's happening with you? Saturn is getting combust in your 8th house. So it's good, because being the ruler of the 8th and 7th, it's getting combust in your 8th house. So you will start feeling better from now itself. And then this energy is carried forward in your 9th house. But in the 9th house, as I said, whenever Saturn transits, please, again, disclaimer, if you have a dasha of a particular graha, only then these predictions will work. So if Saturn is transiting your 9th house, it said that you have a loss of a loved one or dear one. If somebody is ailing, because it is the 9th house, which actually is about our rituals, about religious belief system, religious ceremonies. So there are people who are passing, no? People pass off. Why we, want to, we don't accept. When Jupiter is transiting 9th house, we say that marriage will happen, Annaprasan will happen, Janayu will happen, means all the religious ceremonies, good ceremonies will happen. Havan will happen at home. When Saturn transits, we visit the cremation ground. So we are doing the rituals, we are performing the religious activities and ceremonies, but when Saturn goes there, it is about detaching. Remember, 9th house is that kind of a house. It is the house of father, guru, mentor. Maybe you're getting detached from someone very close to you. Okay. So it could be anything depending on your personal chart, what kind of relationship you have. Maybe if your father is ailing or someone very important is ailing. So it is actually indicative of some bad news in that zone. Be prepared. Nobody can be prepared. I'm still, not able to accept my parents. My mother passed away in 2019. My dad is ailing. My mother-in-law is ailing and very attached to them. It's like you have a big, um, roof and a protection. You're always protected because they are present. Oh, I'm going to cry, I think. So when any of our parents, they pass on, so it is very, very difficult. So please understand that whenever anything of this sort happens, God forbid, we can never be prepared. Okay. So when somebody is telling you this, please just just take it with that. Okay. It could be anyone, in your family, some old person, or you're maybe very attached to a teacher or a guru, just take the blessings of theirs. That's what I'm just trying to say. Okay. And because this is a live session and I'm just saying anything and everything in flow. And the ones who know me from past so many, many years, they know how emotional I am, and how attached I am to my family, my kids, and my audience. Even when one of my audience members, just leaves and doesn't come back to me or doesn't respond to me, I feel very, very uncomfortable. I'm telling you, because there are so many who have not responded from a long, long time. I used to wait for their comments. So it's the emotional me, always like that. And that's why, I always say that my readings are from heart, and they are the truthful ones. So let's wish and pray that everybody stays healthy and fine, and everybody in your family also, your loved ones, they are safe and protected. So what I can tell you is, watch the weeklies from time to time. Jupiter is going to be transiting your 12th house. Be careful about people who are after May, of course. So be careful about, because Jupiter is a very important graha, remember. From May till October, it's going to be in your 11th house. So your 12th house. So you need to take care of your belongings. Okay, you have to be more spiritually inclined. Read classic texts or some scriptures during that time. Enhancement of knowledge. You might just be traveling overseas, but there can be that you're spending on things that you really don't need, and you are wasting your money also during this time. So just save your money, because the savings deplete, and there can be that you're spending on gambling, speculation, and maybe there are unnecessary wedding ceremonies and you're spending too much. So that kind of a thing also can happen. And some hidden enemies. Don't share your viewpoint or ideas with everybody openly. Be careful about all of that. Okay. So that is what. And it also can be that even Jupiter in the 12th house is not considered to be good regards to the family. Maybe there can be some passing of a family member also. Okay. So that is something you have to be prepared for. See, now I'm 54. So I've seen, I think I'm done with my life, though I want to live 100 years, but I have seen a lot in my life. Believe you in me, I've seen all sorts of situations and all sorts of people I've met. I've traveled most of the world. So I know who's who and what kind of people are there. And I have been into astrology not from yesterday or year or 2 years back. No, it's like as if it's ingrained from when I was 10. So I'm very, very attached to my astrology. I'm very attached. I cannot deceive. If I'm deceiving, I am deceiving myself, my soul. So one must be very, very honest and truthful in their readings. That is something I think, if it can be conveyed to other astrologers, nothing like it. That's my fee, the first and the foremost. Okay. I get very emotional about my subject. So all the best, Cancer natives. Saturn is coming out from your zone. So this is going to be very, very positive for you. And your clustering of planets is going to be in your 9th house. So pay more attention to learning, upskilling yourself. It is the energy which is going to be very positive. It's not a permanent energy. It is not going to be, hell is not going to break loose. Believe you in me. So do not, until unless you have a dasha of Rahu Ketu, nothing is going to happen. Relax. Okay. Don't, this fear mongering, I don't do. I'm just upfront. I tell you what can happen with the planetary configurations. That's it. Okay. Coming to Leo. I spoke so much about in the Cancer reading. Somebody who can do the rhyme, some can write. Okay, for Leo natives, what's happening for you? Yes, stay strong. Stay strong. Yes. Now, for Leo natives, you have your Saturn transiting through your 7th house. Okay. And Saturn will be transiting your 8th, and the clustering of planets is also in your 8th house. Now, with the 8th house transit, I have seen people becoming, there are many changes which happen in the 8th house, okay, in their lives. Especially with the Saturn in the 8th house, it can be that you learn your lesson of your life, valuable lesson it will teach you. And there can be that you will transform ideas and concerns about, about your way of looking at earnings, how you can be a better person. But this is going to be looking at your 10th house. So you need to be very careful about your workplace. Maybe, you will not feel good about what the others are doing at the workplace. You might just get very irritable because of that. And also it can give you some renegotiations also at the workplace. Maybe you want to quit the job, you're not too happy with the 8th house ingress and the stellium, which is also forming here in the 8th house. 10th house Jupiter transit has not given you enough, because 10th house Jupiter transit is not good. It is considered to be like a debilitated place. Jupiter's transit in the 11th house will be definitely very favorable for you, for travels, for connecting with your bosses, seniors, government officials, for relationship. Maybe you will meet the potential partner in the 11th house. And this is also good for your financial status and knowledge also. You will be more involved in learning about your subject. You will have many sources of income also, and this will give you very good results in the 11th house. Also, we have Venus, Moon, Mercury, and Rahu in your 8th house with the stellium forming there. So there can be that this can bring about highs and lows in your financials. Okay. And you have to keep your ego aside. Okay. Focus more on your job and do not pick up on anybody, any kind of arguments during this time period, especially if you're in the dasha of Saturn, Rahu, Ketu. Not Venus, Mars, and other grahas I'm not worried about, because Jupiter gets its own zone, it is, and Venus is exalted. Mercury is also debilitated. So Neej Bhanga is forming with retrogression, is forming a Neej Bhanga. So what I would suggest, if you have to make any changes, status quo is the key. It's very good for research work. If you have any research kind of a job or anything to do with the that kind of a job which involves a lot of time, so this is the time when you can spend. Okay. And it can be that you have to take care of your health also. Health problems can come up. Don't make any impulsive decisions, because this will lead to some impulsive decision making also. Okay. Mars's ingress in your 12th house is not bad. Why? Because Mars is your Yogakara Graha. So wherever Mars will transit, it will give good results only. Okay, not all the places, but in the 12th house, it is good for your connection with your partner. It is good for your change of place. It is good for the foreign land also. Okay. Coming to the next one, that is Virgo. So for Virgo natives, okay. So for Virgo natives, first of all, Mercury is your Lagnesh. So how do we navigate Mercury? See, Mercury will be getting debilitated and retrograde also in your 7th house. Okay, it is going to get retrograde, and it is going to be also with it's going to be with the Venus also over there. So Venus is your good graha, but at the same time, Venus is becoming a Maraka right now, because it's the second lord and is in the 7th house. So If you are in the dasha of Venus, see, nobody will tell you this, that Venus, oh, for Virgo, Venus is a good graha. No, Venus debilitates in your first house. And Venus is the ruler of your second house also. So when Venus and Mercury are together, so it is a Nicha Bhanga forming. So Mercury is getting very powerful here. So anything related with writing, communication, travels, that will give you fruitful results, but not finances. For relationship, it's not good. Okay. So if you want to strike a conversation with your seniors, bosses, job change, all that, for that, it is good. Okay. And also, it is going to be giving you some major changes at the in your relationship also, if you are having any current relationship. So it might just bring about some open-mindedness about your relationship. You'll be forgiving, you might just be reconciling with the people you are connected with, not just your partner, but it could be that you can have some changes in those areas also. And sentiments, you're going to be understanding the sentiments of others, because there's a lot of energy there, and Rahu is also going to be there in the 7th house. So it might just be that your partner becomes very, very demanding, and can be self-centric also. So that is something which this combination is going to be leading to. And Saturn is also going to be in your 7th house. So it causes breaks and, break in agreement, endings in relationship, or maybe there can be some difficult time in your jobs that you're putting effort in. So it might just delay, but this brings about some changes also. And it is the time when you have to awaken to reality, because you have to make that reality check, all the time. And Jupiter is going to be transiting your 9th house. This is also very positive. It is very positive. And then from May onwards, it's going to be in your 10th house. 10th house transit is not that good. Maybe, at the workplace, you will not get what you're looking at. You were expecting some promotion. So it's better that you ask for the promotion before May, so that, you get it. Because in the 10th house, it is going to give you some disappointment there. So I'm just preparing you. It can be that your children suffer with some health issues, because the 6th house from the 5th. So you have to take care of your children. You have to take care of your, if you're on the way to progeny and childbirth. So this has to be taken good care of. It can bring about some loss of property also. So be careful when 10th house transit of Jupiter happens. It's not considered to be good, because it is Saturn's house in the natural zodiac. It's a 10th sign where Jupiter debilitates also. Why it debilitates? Have you ever thought? Write in the comment section. I want to know, if you are learning astrology, if you are a student of astrology, you must know this. Why Mars debilitates in Cancer, why Jupiter debilitates in Capricorn. And whenever they are together, that is why it's a good combination, because there's a Neech Bhanga in the natural zodiac it's forming. Okay, so Venus and Mercury, Neech Bhanga, when they're together in the natural zodiac, and Saturn and Sun. So we have to see where it is happening. Why is it happening? Okay, so these things you must know. These are the basics, and you must write in the comment section why I'm asking this. Okay, so all the best. Mars is the Akara Graha, 8th Lord, transiting the 11th house, good for you. So April onwards, things are going to get better financially also. Coming to the next one, Libra. These are all very, 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 very general predictions I'm giving you. Okay, but I'm not giving predictions. I'm trying to explain the horoscope in a way. Okay, now Mars is your Akara Graha. First of all, Mars is your Maraka also. Okay, and Sun is the Badaka, because it is your 11th Lord. Now there is a combination or clustering of planets in your 6th house. And this happens when Mercury, Venus. See, Mercury, Venus here in the 6th house is like nullifying the impact. But Rahu is going to be there as well. Rahu has been over here. So this is also the time when it will give you some improvement in your health. If you have been going through, it's an expansive energy. It gives you health problems, but it gives you the growth also. Okay, so this is something which is going to happen. And we do have Saturn's ingress also in your 6th house. So this will give you a lot of workload. You will have the sense of responsibility now. Whenever Saturn is here in the 6th house, it gives you disease, but it is going to be giving you slow, very slow cure. to that disease. And this might just give you too many options to do a particular job. It is going to give you a lot of workload. You're going to be very productive also. And this can also be the time when you can be susceptible to some illnesses, ailments related to the water. So when you are eating out, you have to be cautious. Whenever there are eclipses, 15th March and 29th March, you have to be careful about your system, what you eat. Eat light. Don't have outside foods. Okay, especially after the eclipses, because the food becomes poisonous. Avoid having outside foods. Okay, and when we talk about Jupiter, Jupiter is in your 8th house, and 8th house transit of Jupiter brings in humiliation. People suffer with loss of jobs here. Okay, and or maybe he's or she's relieved from the job, and you will maybe get another job that is a very potentially, it is favorable job for you. Okay, but there can be some low standard people who are going to be, or low ranked people, because of which there can be some defamation or scandals can happen. You have to just verify that and let me know. When there is Jupiter transiting through 9th house, it's very good, because it is good for some religious ceremonies. You might just do some homam, you might just get into any kind of maybe tying a knot, getting married, or childbirth also. So some auspicious events happen. So Gemini transit of Jupiter for Libra natives is very, very positive for travels, for connecting with your bosses and seniors. Maybe you're going to be feeling better in your the endeavors or the jobs that you're doing. It will take you to that higher status also. That is going to give you that high status also. Mars, being the ruler of your 2nd and the 7th lord, when is debilitated, that will be a good time period for you. Okay, so the Maraka Graha has to be weak. Sun has to be weak in the chart. So when Sun is in the 7th house, it will give you very good results because it's exalted there. But it is in Badaka. So it will give you some relief in your health and your relationship. Can you see how it happens? Can you see how we have to see the horoscope? Okay. In the natural zodiac, Sun rules the 5th house. It is transiting the 5th house right now. So it's giving that power to that 5th house, no? Saturn, being, even if it is the Yoga Karagraha, being the ruler of your 4th and the 5th, doesn't do well in the 5th house. Because in the natural zodiac, this sign or house, not sign, house is ruled by Sun. And when Saturn is transiting through the Sun's sign, it's not considered to be good. There are mass, like on the global plane, masses suffer with the authorities, or maybe the authorities make wrong decisions and they don't gel well with the authority, with the masses. The authorities make wrong decisions. That is why it is called Panauti. Okay, Kantaka Shani, Panauti. See, I see from ascendant also. From moon, it is about your mental setup, but from your when you are having Saraswati from ascendant, it impacts you physically. Okay, and when we check from the dasha also, it is very important. See, astrology is not that simple, straightforward. That see from moon and period. Why? There are other grahas also working. No, other places are also working. Saturn is not going to be, Saturn is not going to stop giving the result if it is transiting the 1st house, that is your ascendant. How is it not going to impact you? It is going to impact you somewhere or the other, no? So we cannot ignore it. Saying just and shying away that it is going to be giving only results from moon. Sorry, that's not right. Check from your dasha also. Okay. So now, don't worry, things are going to get better. And do not share any kinds of secrets and ideas with your, with your co-workers. There are hidden enemies that you're dealing with Ketu in your 12th house any which ways. Jupiter's transit is definitely very much better. Will shape you as a good character in religious rituals, discipline, sacred ceremonies, all that can happen. Okay. So all the best. As you know, Libra is my favorite sign. I'll tell you one day why. All of you. Okay. Scorpio. So for Scorpio natives, see, I made a video also, a short video on the same, that Scorpio is suffering. Why? Because Saturn is looking, Rahu is looking, and Jupiter was retrograde and was looking here. And Jupiter in the you see in the seventh house, is considered to be a good transit. It improves your status and all. It was retrograde, so it could not give that kind of strength to the Scorpio natives. So now Scorpio is going to be feeling much, much, much better. With Saturn in the fourth house, no, it said that Saturn doesn't give good results in the fourth house. Believe you me, it doesn't. It's a Kantaka Shani, fine, but it doesn't give good results because it gives you a lot of insecurities. You feel that, you're losing your mind, you have to deal with your aging parents or something like that. So you feel very uncomfortable in regards to your home environment, homeland also. When Saturn comes out of your fourth house, transits your fifth house, so this is actually going to be giving you some new avenues opening for you. There are certain contemplation of life experiences that, give you a deeper perspective to life. You will get to know, because it's the house of intellect also. But remember, regards to children, it is not good. Regards to children. Why? Because this is in the natural zodiac ruled by Sun. So when we talk about children, there can be new responsibilities regards to children, or maybe there is a childbirth and it is a difficult childbirth, or conception is difficult. Something like that happens when fifth house gets activated with Saturn's transit. Okay. In stock market, it could be risky, very risky investments you're going to be making. And with all the planets being here in the fifth house, it might just give you all those concerns also. But remember, the savior is always bigger. So when we talk about Jupiter, Jupiter is going to be the dispositioner lord, is forming a good connectivity here with the Lagna. So any kind of foreign tours, buying, purchasing of anything, timely meals, sacred ceremonies, visiting a pilgrimage place, also, marriage. So for that perspective, Jupiter is handling many things: your connectivity with your friends, your siblings, your neighbors, yourself. You're going to be putting a lot of effort, but you have to be careful about your egoistical nature. Your partner or you can bring in that ego in between and everything is ruined. So that is something you have to be careful. Be more submissive, be more pleasurable, give pleasure to others and be happy, rather than just being nitpicky about small and nitty-gritties and smallest of the things. Just don't think too much about all that. And growth in business is also anticipated with Jupiter in the direct motion. So it's good in a way. And then Jupiter will be transiting your eighth house. You have to take care of your health. First of all, your health. You can suffer humiliation at the place of work. You can get defamed, or there can be some scandal also. Because Jupiter is an expansive energy. Because of your speech, because of your communication, it can bring in some stupid things in your life, I would say. Foolish acts. Because of your ego, maybe, or you're running after something like fame. So it is, it could be a false fame also. See, we must be forgiving, like Alabadia, Ranveer Alabadia has gone through a lot. So I have no idea about his horoscope. I have not seen, because I'm not into all that. But what I mean to say is, we all commit mistakes. Okay, in a flow, we blurted out something. It happens when, you're in that age group, it happens. But, when you communicate, take a pause. That is why it is very essential, when you utter something, take a pause and then speak up. Scandals happen because of the eighth house affliction, remember. But right opposite is the second house, which is the house of speech. So because of your speech, because of your doing something which can bring about that scandal. Okay. So you need to be careful about that you do not blurt out anything which can just give you that, or, you are in that zone where you are involved in some mental torture, or, litigation, or scandals, or, some kind of defamation. Be careful about that. Okay. So don't run after that fame so much that instead of getting that fame, you get defamed. Okay. So just be in moderation, do everything in moderation, and you're good to go. I'm just giving you my example. I have no lust or no desire for, having so many subscribers, getting that button, which gives you that ego boost. I'm not that kind. If I was, I would have hired someone. I would have just, been doing left, right, and center, the videos and short videos and doing free readings and whatnot. And I would have been in that space too. I travel around most of the places, especially when I go to the pilgrimages, I want to share, because that is something which I want that everybody should seek blessings. But I don't show off that I'm doing the Vastu for this place or that place or in this country or that country. How does it matter? How does it matter? The ones who are giving me, the charges for the Vastu consultancy, they are a very different league altogether. I'm not after, the subscribers. No. If I have to get something, I will get it, no, automatically. Why I have to chase anything? If you people are still hooking on to my channel, that is my fee, that is my victory. That you are following a channel which is truthful, which is honest and integrity. That's what I have earned, So never run after anything. Don't be greedy. It's not worth it. Not good. Okay. But today's world is Rahu world. So people are just doing what they can, because Rahu, since transited through Pisces, people, I think, is flooded with astrologers. The media is flooded with astrologers. Anyhow, Scorpio natives, your good time starts. Better times, in fact, because as compared to Saturn in the fourth, is better that it is in the fifth and Rahu in the fourth. So, and Rahu in the fourth, there can be some changes, regards to your home environment. Maybe your lifestyle will change. And you must be very disciplined when Rahu transits your fourth. Okay. It is good for the ones who are having any troubles with the cars and property and all that. You can just be careful about purchasing of property, etc. Okay. Coming to the next one. Please bear with me. I am not doing any readings here. It's just a casual talk that I'm doing, So I'm bringing in my examples also in between to show off, maybe. Just sharing my my view. Okay. So for Sagittarius, first of all, you have to check the condition of your Jupiter in the upcoming months. So Jupiter is in your 6th house, and in the 6th house, it is not considered to be that good as it is. It is the, in the natural zodiac, it is ruled by Mercury. You have to superimpose the natural zodiac also, and it is in the Taurus sign. So it is not looking that good here, and it can give you some digestive disorders, or, you're having some problems related to stomach, dysentery, gastric diseases. There can be quarrels with your wife, children. It says that, in the classic text is mentioned that the enemies will be there, and there will be bigger enemies. You cannot do with the big, and you will be quiet. You don't want to get into any kind of debates and any kind of arguments when Jupiter is in your 6th house. But it will give you enemies also of bigger stature, So the disease will be there, but it will be too big a disease. It will cure you. Undoubtedly, it will cure you. But there will be something attached to fear from fire, humiliation, government people or government officials. There can be that you're not able to enjoy recreations, music, drama. You're not happy that way. You're always in temper with Jupiter in this sign. Now, you have to tell me. People will say Jupiter is in Taurus in the 6th house, very good. Lagnesh in the 6th house, but it is not. It is not good. So you people have to tell me how, you're putting the effort, but you're not getting the results. But yes, in the 7th house, it is going to be much better, much better, because it will give you pleasures, money, gains from your partner. If you are solo, it will give you high class vehicles. It will give you financial and financial growth. It will give you, a cooperation from the people or the government that you're looking for. It is good for buying new clothes, ornaments, all that. So, and it is also going to be good for progeny, childbirth, conception, marriage, relationship. So it will give you good food to eat also when it is going to be in your 7th house. So from May to the October month, it's good. And then from December onwards, it's a good time period, because in between it will be transiting your 8th house from, it is going to be from October till December, 5th December. So that's the time period you have to be a little careful about your health and all, and scandals. Okay. And yes, now coming to the Saturns ingress in your 3rd and the 4th house, and the stellium in your 4th house also. So in the 3rd house, when Saturn is going to be transiting from 2.5 years, it is there. So this is good for, this was a good time period as regards to your travels, discipline, determination. It has given you all the responsibilities, and you have learned your lessons during this time, how you can deal with the situation, how you can be communicative when it is required, to the point of communication. So that way it is good, and you have enhanced your knowledge and upskilled yourself also. Now it is going to be the 4th house transit of Saturn, and there are so many grahas transiting your 4th house also. So when Saturn is in the 4th house, you're concerned about your security, home security. You're thinking about your parents, the consultation from an astrologer of your choice before starting getting into these kinds of situations. When you start laying the foundation, you're building a house, you're renovating a place, you should seek, and marriage. So you should take Muhurta consultation from someone, so that you're doing everything at the right time. So that is something, and it will teach you significant lessons now with the 4th house transit. Rahu is also there. So this might, because there are so many changes which are happening in and around your work, your career. Ketu is there in the 10th house, not happy at the workplace. Any kind of payments which are stuck, or you're over exhausted. All these are definitely the ones. Now with Rahu Ketu, when they are changing signs, so you will definitely feel better with Rahu in the 5th house and Ketu, Rahu in the 3rd and Ketu in your 9th house. So Rahu in the in your 3rd house, right? Yeah, Rahu will be in your 3rd house. So this will be the time when you will be acquiring new connections. It'll promote curious mind. You will be traveling. You will be having a lot of willpower, competition, success. It is a good transit. You will be more religiously inclined. Some ceremonies will happen. You might just be getting into mass communication, internet, television, media. You will be open to all this, and social media and all. So you will definitely be doing well in those areas. So for sure, it is going to give you some relief when there is a. But if you are in the dasha of Rahu, Ketu, then the stellium will work even more. Okay. So this is what is for Sagittarius in store, and wait for Jupiter's transit if you have to make any major decisions. Jupiter in the 7th house will be definitely very positive for you. And Mars in the 8th house will not give you good results regards to your health. And it might just drain you. Okay. So just be careful about that. Drain you emotionally, especially. Coming to the next one, that is Capricorn. I'll answer the questions. Try to answer all the questions. Let me see. Good transit for musicians. See, 3rd house transit is definitely very good for musicians, Capricorn. So for Capricorn natives, you see, for Capricorn, the transit of Saturn is the most important. And Saturn has been transiting your 2nd house. Now, whenever Saturn, Mars, Rahu, Ketu, they are in the 2nd house, this depletes your finances. Okay, it gives you delays, frustration in manifesting your 2nd house affairs, family, finances, freedom, recreation, all that. There are restraints in all those areas. There are constraints in all those areas. Irrespective, you have a moon there in your 1st house, or you have your Lagna in the 1st house, it will work for everyone, irrespective. Believe you me, if you are a Capricorn rising, if you are in the Dasha of Shani, this Saturn is going to be giving you these things. So you have to be careful when you're communicating with others, especially when Saturn is combust also. Okay. You have some dental issues to go through. You have eyesight troubles when Saturn is in the 2nd house. But when Saturn transits your 3rd house, it is going to be much, much, much better for you guys. You will acquire knowledge. You'll be making some important decisions. Your traveling is curtailed, but you will definitely be traveling and it will be fruitful. Your responsibilities are going to increase. You can be very good in communication with your people in and around your vicinity, in your circle that you move around in. Okay. This will give you sense of accomplishment also. Okay. And majorly third house transit, because you have Rahu, Rahu, Venus, Mercury, Sun, Moon, all the grahas are going to be in your third house. It is going to be very positive for you, but do not procrastinate. If you procrastinate your learning, your communication with others, oh, let me do it later. Oh, I have to send this email. You have been just procrastinating. Something has broken down in your house, some electric goods. Maybe it's a mixer, or it's a air purifier, it's an AC, or it's a heater. You're not getting it fixed. So that is something which means that the Saturn transit is not going to give you good results in your third house. So get it repaired, get everything in perfect order. Maybe, you have to sign some agreements and documents about your house, about you selling your property, or you purchase your property, you've not got the lease done. So that is something you have to get done. Maybe your registration has not been done. So all those things you have to be worried about. If you're not doing it, that means Saturn is not giving good results. And we do have Venus, Mercury transiting here. So you will have some spontaneous ideas, new ideas that will enhance your mental setup. You will be definitely doing really well. You will spread good words. You will be doing well in your relationship with others also. It's a time of relaxation also. At the same time, some happy news at the home front, selling of property, etc., can also happen. Now, with this Jupiter in your 6th house and 7th house, 6th house transit is definitely first, it is going to be in the 5th house. So it is going to be good for getting married if you're unmarried, into relationship. Also, it will take you to a higher position. So for all that, it is good. But at the same time, it might just give you some difference of opinion with your co-workers and bosses also, because it is the 8th from the 10th. So any kind of impulsive decision, if you make, it might just backfire. It might just not be in your favor. Children might be going overseas, leaving you and going overseas, because it's your 12th lord in the 5th house. So this could be that you're changing the place also during this time period till May. Now with 6th house graha, 6th house transit of Jupiter from May till October, it's going to be in your 6th house. So this might just bring about more, areas of concern is health, basically. It might just give you some health issues. You might just leave your hometown to an unwanted place, could be. Depending on your dasha, of course. And it can give you some gastric troubles also, digestive troubles. So eat right. You have to be very cautious about your stomach region. There can be unnecessary quarrels, arguments, and there can be unwanted fears and difficulties that you have to overcome. And there can be some kind of humiliation also. You want to join a music class, you're not able to. You want to go for a recreational activity, you can't. Good for competition success, though. In the 6th house, when Jupiter is, it gives you a lot many things to do, but you have to align everything. Okay, because you will be confused. Okay, bigger the enemies, bigger the disease, bigger the debts, bigger the loans, bigger the competition, but ultimately you'll be successful. You have to be aligned, disciplined. Okay, so that will help you. Okay, now 7th house transit will be good from October till December. It is good for awards, rewards, government, job, or maybe something to do with marriage. So that way it is good. Okay, so I think you're good to go. The upcoming year is going to be, the upcoming months are going to be in your favor. If you're in Rahu Dasha, you have to be a little cautious about your finances. Coming to the next one, save money. Don't be spendthrift. Coming to the next one, that is Aquarius. I'll just try to answer a few of the questions towards the end. I'm a little tired, traveling and exhausted. And of course, this is just I just wanted to connect with you guys. That's why. I know I will not get anything out of it. It's just my satisfaction. And it's what satisfies me the most is distributing your knowledge, what you have for free. For Aquarius natives, see, you have your Saturn transiting through your first house right now. And you do have so many grahas in the first house right now. And when Saturn is in the first house, it actually, makes you quite isolated or less time for yourself. You're too busy doing for others. You're just going on doing your work. You're exhausted. You have been going through all of that. Sometimes you feel that, you've not accomplished putting so much of effort, but not accomplished anything. Being the ruler of your 12th house also. Saturn is your 12th lord also. So it's loss of self also. So maybe you're traveling overseas and you're not gaining that kind of success that you're looking for. It also is the time when you have to structure your life and lifestyle. You have to really align everything well. Now, with the second house transit of all the grahas, Mercury is going to be there, Venus is going to be there. So it might just expand the energies of the second house. You might be overindulgent in eating, diet. You're too much indulgent. Sweets, or, you're too verbally, you're too much into, communication, overly, involved in communication. Also, this might just be the time when you're not having a clear picture about your finances also. You're spending and you're not able to align the expenditure, or you're depleting your savings also. And this might just delay or frustrate you in the money matters or in your family matters also. You're not getting those kinds of support from that kind of support from your own people, your family. It's food, family, finance, right? So you might just not be able to plan everything well. So take the help of the right kind of people, your family members, rather than, just going against them. Maybe they are going to be helpful, no? If you just look for that. And the stellium is forming in your second house, not to forget. So speech is sweet, all the more better. Okay. Anything to do with your surgical process of teeth, face region, rhinoplasty, etc. So you can go ahead with it, but avoid the eclipses time period. That is not going to be that favorable. Okay. And also, Saturn is something where you spend a lot in the second house when it transits. And to start with those 10 days, it's going to be combust also. So there can be some expenditures that you did not call for or you did not expect. Maybe you spend on travels, you spend on your family, or you're spending on some shares, etc., and you regret. So it could be the time when you will be regretting that. Oh, why did I spend that kind of money? See, when you spend on your family, perfect, because if somebody's unwell in the hospital or in the prison or something, you're spending in the prison, so you're doing the right thing, isn't it? So when you are spending on some gadgets or ornaments or clothing or anything that you feel is not productive or is not supposed to be spent on, that might just be bringing about the remorse. Because sometimes people, out of frustration, out of going through a lot, just as a vent, they spend, and then the shopping spree, as we say, they go on. So that is something which will be giving you that regret and remorse. Why did I waste my money and all that, So you will be working very hard. Maybe you will not get that kind of due, or expenditures are definitely going to increase. Dental, take care of your dental and eyesight. Okay. Skin, you have to take care of all of that. Jupiter is transiting your fourth house. See, Rahu is also there in the second house. I've discussed that also simultaneously. It can be a divorce or the troubles in inheritances also when Rahu is there in the second house. And some unexpected events can happen with Rahu in the second. So Rahu will be transiting your first house also, I must tell you, and Ketu in your seventh. So when Rahu is in the first house, there can be, the relationships are tested. You might just be, because it's in the first house, so maybe there is something which might just, your expectation from your partner becomes too high. And there can be some major health issues of your partner that you have to deal with. So if you don't have a partner, your spousal partner or a partner as it is, so maybe it could be somebody from your family member. So you have to take care of their health also. And Jupiter is transiting your fourth house. So fourth house is actually about, loss of your house, loss of your peace, because Jupiter actually not peace. It's actually, you're not satisfied with your home environment when Jupiter is there. You're too emotional or you're too much aloof, and there are some unsolved problems that you're all the time, that's worrying you. So it could be that you're suffering from something, some demotion at the place of work and you're bringing it at home. There is something to do with your dwelling place that you have to change. You're not happy with your place. So these kind of situations you must have been experiencing till May. It is going to be there. And then it moves into your fifth house, which is again a very positive time. Again means that as compared to what Saturn was in the first and the second, it's better. Similarly, Jupiter is also better in your fifth house. So it will give you vehicles. It will be good for acquaintances to acquire that position. It's good for some projects that you are having in hand to handle. You learn more. You're going to be more sharper in your, in your decision making. It can be that you're more in serving others. It's good for children. It's good for childbirth. It's good for acquiring, the worldly possessions also. Materially, you are going to be doing well. It will take you to a higher position also. Good for student natives, good for acquiring the financials also, higher position in the government also, and also good for conception, childbirth, and student natives are also going to be successful in their endeavors, and the competition success is on cards with the fifth house transit of Jupiter. So overview is that it is going to be much better after the month of March. Okay. So next and the last one, that is Pisces. So for Pisces natives, you see, Saturn is transiting your 12th and will be transiting your first house also. And their stellium is in your first house. So Saturn transiting through the 12th house definitely is not considered to be good. It might just be giving you troubles in the overseas lands. If you are, it is the time of endings, affecting some areas of life very negatively. Hidden enemies are there. They can be that the whole cycle is coming to an end with the 12th house transit of Saturn. So it could be that this is a transformational time. You're spiritually growing, but at the same time, there are certain psychological issues that you have to deal with also with Saturn in the 12th. There are certain final closures, like ailing parents, somebody in the family who's suffering. So all that, it's a closure time. So it might just be that you're not able to handle your finances well, or there are certain, expenditures, that have increased. But at the same time, it's the time when your Saturn is inching towards the first. So it is preparing you for a new phase of life. Remember, in the first house, Rahu is there. Then Rahu will be transiting your 12th house also. Let me discuss that first. So you have to be careful about your belongings. It can bring about some losses or thefts. When Rahu is in the 12th house, hidden enemies can be there. Your resistance is low. You have to take care of your health any which ways. It might just bring about some unethical means of earnings also, unlawful. So you have to be careful about the legal troubles, because Ketu is going to be in your sixth house. So I'm preparing you for warning you that you might just have some weak immune system, loss of money. It could be that you are going to be ignoring your health during this time. So you need to really work on yourself during this time even more. And we do have Saturn transiting through your first house post March. So that's the time when all the grahas are going to be in your first house. So first house transit of Saturn is like, you have lots on your plate. After the cycle completes in the 12th house, it's a new beginning. So you have lots on your plate. You have to finish off all the tasks. You have a lot of, you will be exhausted with too much of work. You're not able to spend time for yourself, on yourself. Maybe you have to go to the salon, but you don't have that kind of time. So that's what the Saturn in the first house is going to be getting you at. And this might just be bringing a serious you are going to be now composed. What I should be doing, it. That pinpointed approach this Saturn will give you. That is why in the first house, it makes you very indifferent also. It makes you very indifferent. And not to forget, Rahu is also going to be there, and there's a stellium forming in your first house with Venus and Mercury also going to be there. So this is the time when you will be able to communicate your ideas, your self-expression, new information comes in, and you are going to be learning some subjects also. This is a good time to attract a partner, a relationship. It is going to be giving you that inclination towards arts, entertainment, drama, etc. Also, some transformative energies are on cards. And also, Rahu is going to be in your first house. So this might just bring about some expectations are going overbound, overboard in your relationship. It could be that you are going to be triggering a relationship, or you attract a very serious and a very spiritual partner also. Okay, and life will take a quality of fate and fortune as events change and take an entirely different direction than previously planned. Okay, so that is something which is because it is going to be Rahu and Ketu in your 1-7 axis. Some dramatic changes can be actually felt with this stellium in your first house. So eclipses are also there. So you need to be taking care of your self-esteem, your name and fame, maybe some medical attention your partner requires. So you have to be focused on that as well. Regards to your property matters, it's good. For regards to your finances, regards to your students, if you have to go for overseas training and all, this is a very good time period. Also remember, Jupiter is going to be in your 3rd house till the May month, and then moves into your 4th. So in the 3rd house, this is something which has given you a lot of fear. You're not able to make decisions. When it was retrograde, it was good. But since it has gotten direct, something which is bothering you, you're feeling that, there are certain blocked energies. Maybe at the workplace, you're not able to do things openly. There are some things which are giving you lack of confidence. You're not able to make decisions boldly. Or it could be that you are having some loss of status also. That confidence level is not that high. So with this Jupiter, Soumya grahas don't do well in the 2nd house, in the 3rd house, sorry. Okay, so some loans, debts, or maybe complications have arisen because of the siblings, your neighbors, etc. So you are dealing with a lot because of that. Some loss of business also in trade. You must have felt that. But don't worry. Once Jupiter is going to be in your 4th house, you are going to be connecting with your family, home environment. You are going to be quite indulgent there. Maybe you're spending a lot of time in your home. Maybe your house is getting renovated, so you're spending time there. Some unsolved problems are going to be solved now with this Jupiter transiting through your 4th house. But emotionally, you do feel, stressed out, and there's a lot of pressure that can be there. But it is also the time that you have to work harder at the workplace. Okay, it will give you a lot of workload, and you will be working really very hard. So this is a consolidated reading that I just gave you, So that's what. I think I can take up the questions now one by one, if at all I can. See, okay, let me just stop this and then share again. Somebody's asking about Virgo. Okay. Ketu and Saturn in the 4th house for Virgo ascendant. See, when Ketu and Saturn are in the 4th house, this means that you have to leave your country and go and settle overseas, or there will be lack of peace in the homeland or your home environment. There will always be something or the other you have to go through. Saturn and Ketu takes you to heights also. Difficult mother, relationship with mother is she's very strict and disciplined maybe, or you're grown with your nani or your grandmother. Okay. How is this year for Aquarius rising? See, for Aquarius rising, I mentioned already. Let me just write over here the Q&A so that now we have completed all the signs. Now it is about Q&A. So that Q and A. Okay. So for Aquarius rising, see, when Saturn is leaving your first house, things are going to get better for you. You have to be more disciplined at the place of work and at home front also. You will be receiving money from the rightful manner, like rightful path. So follow that path and you're definitely going to be better off. Okay. So follow the right path. Also, Saturn in the second house gives dental issues. There can be that legacies and inheritance are coming, but there are some restraints and rules that you have to follow also in case you're looking for that kind of a thing. Now, that is for Aquarius. 18 degrees in Venus. Hello, ma'am. Prayers. Thank you so much. How Saturn transition will be for Kumbh Lagna. It is good. It is definitely very positive. I feel that it is going to be much better when it was in your first house. So it is going to be giving you some clarity about your finances. But cold foods you have to avoid. Okay. Take care of your dental regions. I'm feeling good. I'm much better. And I want to know how is it going. Everything is going fine. Aquarius natives, you're fine. You want to, yeah. Thank you so much, Sunita. What is the conjunction for Libra? 1 second. Somebody's asking for Libra rising. Okay, Libra rising, where is that question? Ma'am, Rahu in Taurus in 7th house. Okay, sorry. Rahu in Taurus in 7th house and Mars and Venus, close conjunction in the 12th in Libra. What is the general result? See, when you have 7th house Mars, Mars and Venus in Taurus, 7th house, Mars and Venus. So that means the partner of your choice, first of all. It is also very important to see what dasha you're in. They will give the results at that time. And when you have, I'm sorry, I didn't check. Ketu in the first, Rahu in the 7th, and Venus and Mars you have in the 12th house. See, Mars is your Lagnesh. 7th house Lord is your Maraka. So when they are together, first of all, partner from the overseas place. Ketu in the first house detaches you from what you are, in the place of birth. So it's better that you leave your place, and the rise is towards the other place where, apart from your place of birth. That is something that I can say, the general result. Sun, Mercury, Jupiter in Scorpio and Jyeshtha. Scorpio. Yeah. So Sun, Mercury, Jupiter in Scorpio in Jyeshtha, that means they are in Gandanta. First of all, if they are in the last degrees, and if at all Mercury and Jupiter are combust, so this gives problems from time to time in finances. Because see, Jupiter is your second lord and Mercury your 11th. So this is going to be a very powerful Dhana Yoga also at the place of work. You will connect with the seniors, maybe you're a government official, but from time to time, if it's combust, it will give you some problems in those areas. Okay. So I'm a little tired. I think I scheduled a reading. Gina has scheduled a reading with me. Okay. Thank you, Gina. We'll connect soon. My team must have arranged. Guru Mangal have planetary friendship. They do have planetary friendship, but one must understand, if the warrior doesn't follow the advice of the guru, then what happens? Yeah. Thank you so much, Jeff VP, for the prayers. Thank you, everyone, for your prayers. Keep praying for me and my family, and for the audience also. Whosoever is suffering, they all should come out of their sufferings. I wish and pray that. Okay. Thanks. Okay. Thank you so much for being here. I really enjoyed the session, and I wish and pray that everybody has a very positive time period ahead, and you build the aura towards positive. Don't change your vocabulary to the positive. Don't say anything negative unnecessarily unless you're really suffering. Even if you're suffering, whenever I have some issues, I always say that if I'm going through something, I always connect with the divine. I give it to him. Just you are the one who's going to handle things. Surrender. Okay. So I think things are going to get much better for everyone, for the whole world. Okay. Thank you so much. Stay blessed, everyone. Om Tat Sat.